first and foremost, before we move one step further into this story, we have got to give mad props and a shout out to the wonderful woman who sent us this story suggestion. Why is that? Because she's the one who sent us the original story, okay? And now she sent us this incredible update. So shout out to Char Willie. Thank you so much for staying on top of stuff. Yo, I swear. Okay, now, some of y'all are going to be a little bit disappointed because we gave you some very wise advice when we did the original story about how you yourself could use this information to your own advantage. Y'all, maybe this is one of our listeners. I mean, who knows? But anyway, let's take a look at the story. Let's see if y'all remember. Is this stirring any memories yet? Well, as you can see here, the title is TikTok sensation, the Boot Girls fight back against booting cars in Atlanta. But is it legal? Well, for those of y'all who know that, you actually saw the story here, including perhaps our listeners right here who started their own business and now are becoming quite profitable in it. You do know that, yes, it was absolutely legal for you to remove the boot of your own accord. But where did they get the boot from? Well, that was the original story, if y'all remember. Now, if you don't, we will definitely link it in the description box for y'all so you can get all caught up. Let's take a look at this story, though. So now, if you were listening, you heard that I mentioned the Boot Girls, okay? Now, they are two anonymous women, okay? And they've gone viral on TikTok. Their TikTok name is at Boot Girls in Buckhead. And they've gone viral by removing boots from cars for much less than established parking companies. Wearing pink and bedazzled masks to hide their identities, the Atlanta natives will save the day by removing a boot from your car for a flat fee of $50, according to WSB TV. One said the fame and business are unexpected. It expanded out of nowhere, one of the women said. Now, where does the original story came in for those of you who missed it, okay? Now, this masked duo got the idea for their little business right after being booted themselves. They said after searching online for cheaper ways to get out of it, they found ATL Boot Key, a business that sells copies of keys that unlock boots. They bought the key for less than the parking company charged for the removal, and things took off from there. Now, Christian Verrett, who owns Boot Key, says booting is a predatory act. So is not paying your bills, but okay, cool. It is holding someone hostage. You are holding someone for ransom. $75 and you cannot go anywhere. Well, it's funny because it's normally not $75. Again, they act like this is like some masked Avenger going around and just throwing boots on your car to earn extra money for the city all willy-nilly. Like you didn't violate something and like you don't owe money. You owe money. I love it. And for those of you who wanted a little refresher, okay, this is Christian Verrett. Okay, he is the guy we covered in the original story who started up this business, bought the 4 keys, sells them at $50 a piece so that for a $200 investment, you could walk around and have a way of taking off 90% of the boots in the industry, right? Okay. Now, if y'all remember, okay, before we watch these ladies in action, because yes, we're going to watch them in action, y'all, okay? We've got a video for y'all. If y'all remember, Christian said that he just wanted to have the boot fully eliminated, and it's not about the business for him. He said business has been good, but still, at the end of the day, his heart is about banning the boot. He said ticketing is a much better option. They don't ticket you before they boot you? Like, literally, it's unpaid tickets. So just ticketing you in an unlimited way with no penalty whatsoever is the best way to go. I love this premise. However, anyways, okay? Now, because of the Boot Girls, okay? He went from, I think it was a few thousand, maybe 5,000, 6,000 or whatever. So maybe it was 600. even keys. It was somewhere between 600 to 6,000 keys or so he had sold when we did the story previously, right? But since the Boot Girls, he said he's now sold $50,000 worth of keys, which is a marked increase, okay? Now, the question is, and we answered this before, let's see if the answers changed now that $50,000 worth of keys and climbing, plus, of course, the virality on TikTok, has changed what lawmakers say as far as the legality of all of this, right? So, the question is, will this get the duo or others in trouble? The answer is yes or no. Now, 11 Alive reports that purchasing a boot key isn't illegal, but removing a boot on your own is if you're not licensed. And it generally depends on where a person is in the state of Georgia. The community has to have an existing ordinance that allows booting. If someone wants to enforce booting on their private property, signage must be displayed and anyone booting cars must have a permit. The Atlanta Police Department is aware of this new practice, sending out a warning. Recently, it has been brought to our attention, this is the police department saying it, that many motorists within the city are investing in boot keys, which is a key used to unlock the booting device. It continued, the Atlanta Police Department does not intervene between motorists and private business owners when vehicles are booted in violation unless a criminal matter arises. So, from that right there, y'all, what it seems like to me is they're still saying, like, listen, if you damage the boot, that is then a criminal matter. But as long as you don't damage the boot, then you're fine. And I think this is where now they're trying to say, well, if you're not licensed, right? Because they're trying to stretch the truth of the law, right? Because if you're not licensed, then you're a lot more likely to actually injure the boot, right? So, yeah, it still sounds very much to me like it's very legal. It just comes down to that they did not expect this to take off the way it did. And now that it did, with their cosign of, yeah, it's perfectly legal, there might be some regrets on that one. But let's take a look at these ladies in action, y'all. And those are the Boot Girls, y'all. What do y'all think? Do you regret not jumping in at ground zero and getting that business started? Are some of y'all thinking about investing now? Because, hey, profit's still profit. Someone did it first, took all the risk first. Doesn't mean you can't come in, start another business and do it even better. And has anybody checked to see if this was legal in their city, if you are in Atlanta, and if you are anywhere else in the country? Hey, have you guys checked to see if, hey, maybe it might be legal for y'all to do the same thing? Because the Boot Girls are proving, right, and Mr. Verrett are proving that, listen, this is an incredibly profitable business model in such a short period of time. And let's be real, it's not because of anything other than sticking it to the man. Oftentimes, this is just about the principle and people liking to get away with something. What do you think about it, Sal?